A teenager spent months longer than necessary locked in a psychiatric hospital. Now out in the custody of the Illinois Department of Children and Family Services, he wanted to share his story. Instead, DCFS silenced him, the case ending up in court. Our political investigator Dana Kozlov live in the loop. And Dana, this began at your request to speak with him.
Yeah, Erica, the 17-year-old agreed to speak with me a couple of weeks ago about this matter that not only affected him, but affected hundreds of kids in the custody of the Department of Children and Family Services last year alone. DCFS chose to fight it, but the Cook County Public Guardian, citing the First Amendment, is fighting back.
They're down 300 investigators, and they send 5 lawyers to court to fight a 17-year-old who wants to tell his story.
But Cook County Public Guardian Charles Goldberg was in court too, arguing on that 17-year-old's behalf, fighting to allow him to talk about his experience locked inside a psychiatric ward at this West Side hospital for 67 days longer than medically necessary. 67 days after a judge ordered he be released.
Because DCFS had nowhere to place him.
Goldberg says it's a problem getting worse every year for children in DCFS custody. His office found in fiscal year 2019, 314 children in the custody of the Department of Children and Family Services spent more time than medically necessary locked in a psychiatric ward, 50 days more on average.
And if you do the multiplication, that comes out to 43 years of children's lives wasted in locked psychiatric hospitals.
Goldberg says that further traumatizes already traumatized kids. It's why the 17-year-old wanted to speak with me. DCFS lawyers arguing it's not a First Amendment right and not an emergency.
Actually, what DCFS's interest is preventing bad publicity against itself.
The issue isn't only about children's care. Goldberg says it's also a taxpayer concern, pointing out psychiatric care costs more than residential or foster care. He puts the unnecessary psych ward lockup tab at $6.3 million last year alone. Judge Patrick Murphy telling lawyers to run away from the public makes this all look terrible, scheduled a follow-up hearing for Friday. I was allowed into that virtual court hearing this morning as well. This evening, a spokesperson for the Illinois Department of Children and Family Services is saying the concerns are focused solely on what is in the best interests of the minor. That spokesperson also acknowledging that a growing shortage of residential beds and foster care homes are issues they are working to address. Live in the loop, Dana Kozlov, CBS 2 News.
Dana, thank you.